Yashdol, he's had to marshal his resources today. He's had to bring in the bowling changes. 6 bowlers used thus far. Rayan Parag hasn't been brought in to bowl just yet, but I think we may just see him come on. But just finishing off that point and talked about the experience. Look at some of these players. Sai Sudarshan, what a fantastic IPL he had in 2023. Abhishek Sharma got a couple of half centuries in that IPL. And when you're playing the IPL, you're rubbing shoulders with some of the international stars from other countries and then matching your skill set with them. Harshit Rana played, as did Rajvardhan Hangarkekar. So there are lots of young players in that squad who did well in the IPL, and you know, they've been growing in experience. But the 7th bowler now being pressed into the attack by Yashdol.
Economy rate of 4.94 for Rayan Parag. He's primarily a batter who can bowl some useful off spin. Of course, he does try to bowl everything. On and off, he bowls leggies and then he bowls the off spin with side arm. Cheeky stuff this from Tahir.
He got some runs, did Tahir. A half century in the opening game. Didn't get to play all the matches back to back. He's just made up his mind as soon as the ball was being bowled where he wanted to play this.
Right ploy this. As soon as there was a change in bowling, he's decided to call the shots. They're looking to keep the domination going, and that's exactly the right way to go about it. When they've been provided a good start by the openers, and they're sitting pretty here at the halfway mark. They're 170, and then they got to keep that pressure up by being positive, by being dominating.
27 for this partnership. Tahir is 29 years old, remember, so he's no spring chicken, someone who's cutting his teeth for the first time. He's been around on the domestic circuit, and this Pakistani side does have a smattering of players who've played for the national team as well, so there is that experience that they have.
Yeah, both these batters have got runs in the previous game. That means they're confident as well. Nothing like having runs under your belt for a batter, and both these batters have got runs in the semi-final.
While none of the India A players have yet got the senior team call up yet or been capped. And that's why I talked about the oh, this could be close. They take the single. There was a bit of hesitation, but in the end the single completed easily. And I'll complete my point as well, that though this India A side comprises uncapped India players in terms of the senior side, but they've shown great maturity. We saw that in the semi-final when they were under the pump. They made a comeback. They need to do that here as well.
Quite a few of them out here are on the way there anyway, the way I see it.
And that's the reason why this team in the emerging team squad. End of the over. They got 4 from it, 174 for 2. Umair Yusuf's on 26 of 28 deliveries. Got a very handy knock of 88 in that semi-final against the Sri Lanka A side, where he got those 88 of 79 deliveries. An important innings in the context of the semi-finalists. Pakistan got 322 on the board. I'm not just talking about him. He's got the responsibility as well. He's the vice captain for the squad. Top run getter. 148 runs in the 2-match first-class series between Zimbabwe and Pakistan Shaheens earlier this year. So he's come good with the bat when it matters the most. in the knockout phases of the tournament. This is where the fielders need to back up the bowlers, cut off these singles.
Nick and Joes once again are doing a good job there. He's been excellent right through this tournament.
Short, hit in the air and hit in the gap as well. That'll be 4.
This is a big outfield. The spinners have to realize there's not much of deviation for them from the surface. They got to try and bowl a fuller length here. They can err on the fuller side but not drag it in short like that, because these Pakistani batters are really good, and anything short they've been severe and they put it away without any fuss.
Also looking at the way Umair bin Yusuf's batting, wonder if the captain might be tempted to have that deep square leg fielder a little wider towards mid-wicket rather than too square. Down leg.
Yeah, this is the problem. When the bowlers are bowling all over the place, the captain can't do much about it. Another boundary coming. That's because of a ill-directed delivery from Abhishek Sharma. The previous one was really short, and this one full and outside the leg stump. The batter had to get some bat for him to pick up a boundary.
Yes, in fact, to signal runs by the umpire, so there was a hint of bat onto pad. And the ball still had enough pace on it to cross the boundary rope. Suddenly the boundaries have started to come in this over from Abhishek Sharma. He's conceded 2.
Quite a few loose deliveries are bowled by the Indian spinners in this particular game.
That's so much better. If you get hit down the ground, you take that than being hit square. 27 gone, 183 for 2. The final over of the power play went for 16. The first over of the innings went for 13. So you look at those 2 blue lines that just stand out in that Manhattan, highlighting how Pakistan started the power play very well, ended it in quick fashion. Oh, this could be a chance here. Has he latched on? And Parag, well, isn't too sure. And I think this may be referred to the third umpire. He's first going to the square leg umpire to check if he can give him a clear idea here. Now it will be the third umpire who will come into play. Neither Lyndon Hannibal nor Budhi Pradhan being very sure, so Morshid Ali Khan's got to take the call here.
I get the impression that Rian Parag said not out because he would have realized if the fingers were not underneath the ball.
Well, this looks close. And a lot of times it can happen that the fielder's not very sure. What's the take from the third umpire, Morshid Ali Khan here?
It's dipping on him. And he does well. He goes with both the hands. Had it covered, but as he got the fingers underneath the ball, didn't think he thought he had the fingers underneath the ball.
I think that's because of the right hand, which you'll keep an eye out for his left hand and keep an eye out on the left hand, the fingers of the left hand. Did he get that underneath the ball? Did he get the middle and ring finger of the left hand under the ball?
Really touch and go this.
Now look at it from this angle. Now keep an eye out on the left hand, because maybe the right hand comes onto the ball a little late, but he does get something on the ball with his left fingers.
We will leave it to the third umpire, Raman.
Yes, it's definitely a tough call, and we can be thankful we are not sweating over having to make this decision. Well, out it is. Rayan Parag gets the big wicket here, and Rashid Ali Khan, the third umpire, ruling that in favour of the fielding side. That'll be a big wicket. Umair Yusuf will have to go back to the hut.
He's not looking happy at all. Rayan Parag does well here to go low to his right to pick up that catch. It's a good effort this from the bowler. He was completing his follow through and going the other way, and then he had to change direction. Does well. End of Yusuf for 35, and Pakistan here 183 for 3.
A breakthrough for India A, getting rid of Umair Yusuf for 35. A sharp cotton bowled, being affected by Rayan Parag, getting a wicket in just his second over.
India A have got a breakthrough here. Qasim Akram walks out to bat. Average is 35.27. And he's walked out in a very good situation here. Pakistan are 183 for 3. And the pitch is good for batting. Not much of turn.
Got a few runs, Qasim Akram, as well as a 6-wicket haul in one of the matches in the group stages. Straight away plays a big shot. There's a fielder there. Taken by Harshit Rana. Gleefully accepted by the fielder at deep mid-wicket. And 2 wickets go down in 6 deliveries.
Akram was to latch on to the short delivery, but finds the fielder. The shot was on. It was unfortunate that he found the fielder straight into the fielder at mid-wicket. Just a couple of steps in is all he had to do, and he pouches it safely. Harshit Rana, a good catcher, makes no mistake at all.
Yes, and Qasim Akram will have to go back to the hut, much to the delight of the Indian fans. He's gone without scoring. 183 for 4 now. There's been no dearth of excitement and drama in this final, as the captain of the Pakistani side, Mohammad Haris, walks out into the middle at number 6, and he's got to face the hat-trick ball.
He likes to play shots. Even in the last league encounter against India, he looked to play shots, even though his team was in a precarious position when he walked out to bat. And of course, here he's got to first save the hat-trick and then see what he has to do.
Down leg, and that's going to be called a wide. With a googly, he got a wicket on the previous delivery that he bowled to Qasim. Not this time around.
You have to really admire the aggression of the modern day cricketers. Looking to play an aggressive shot first up, and he's walked out to save an hat-trick.
Suddenly India are looking to get back in this match. 2 wickets, one of them of the set batter, Yusuf.
They got to make the next half an hour theirs, because they got back-to-back wickets. They have to really work hard for those wickets.
That's what I was talking about earlier as well. The temperament that this young India A side has displayed all through the tournament. Let's take a look at the 2 wickets that have gone down.
It comes from Riyan Parag. You would have expected the left-arm spinners to pick up wickets, but Riyan Parag gets 2 wickets at the start of this over, and then it's up to the other bowlers now to pile the pressure on from the other end too.
Look at that second wicket that went down. Qasim, on the very first delivery that he faces, sees the googly, wants to go for the big shot, singles out the fielder in the deep.
He'll be very disappointed.
Two wickets in that over for Riyan Parag. It's 185 for 4.
Center, please. Correct.
Credit once again to the way India A have fought back in this match. There was a mammoth 121 run opening wicket stand. A lot of times when that happens, teams tend to feel nothing's going their way. The shoulders start to drop. The misfields start creeping in. Oh, leading edge here. Could be another wicket. Will it get to the fielder? No, it won't. Abhishek Sharma running in from the boundary rope. Couldn't get there.
These little things have to go in your favor in a key game. Off the leading edge, that could have easily gone to a fielder, but it lands in between the fielders. Nick and Jose was running towards it, as was the fielder from Arshit Rana.
Oh, again a chance here. Oh, it's lobbed over the head of the Sindhu. What are Pakistani trying to do here?
They're really playing that shot really well.
Well, they're just being lucky for sure. But again, closing the face of the bag, playing off the leading edge.
It's a case of things going through their heads now. The assurance is not there. A couple of quick wickets. They're looking to work the ball around, which means that you know that they're thinking quite a lot.
Play with the straight bat. Oh, that could be close. And it is a wicket, is it? Yes, it is. Nishant Sindhu strikes. Gets the captain of the Pakistani side, Mohammad Haris, out leg before.
Success for Sindhu. Lyndon Honeywell is the man officiating at the media box end. He had no hesitation at all. And that ball isn't off the pitch. Went with the arm, went in with the arm, and the pull shot was perhaps not the best option on that occasion because they were not short enough.
He's gone for 2. Pakistani 187 for 5. Three wickets have fallen for Pakistan in the span of the last 4 runs that they've scored. As Mubashir walks in at number 7. And suddenly you get a feeling that Pakistan A seem to be losing their way in this innings. Over 1,000 runs for Mubashir Khan, averaging close to 31 in his list A career. He's just got to settle the nerves here.
That's what it's all about. You've got to persevere. One good catch taken by Rian Parag of his bowling. The next one was a poor delivery,
3
but you were
wickets
lucky
have
enough to get a
fallen
wicket.
for Pakistan
And
in the
again, left arm spinner traps the batter out. And 1 gets you 2, 2 gets you 3 in cricket.
Got a fielder at first slip. Attacking captaincy by Yashdol. He himself is standing at that short extra cover position for the uppish drive. This is clever thinking by the India A captain.
Slip and plays. That's good captaincy.
Ooh, he's mixing it up nicely. Nishant Sindhu, the arm ball to end a wicket taking over. 29 gone, 187 for 5. Let me know when we are back. 121 for the opening wicket, and then after another small partnership for the third, they've lost 3 wickets in the span of 4 runs, have Pakistani. And this is where Taib Tahir needs to just settle the nerves. He's the batter who's been out there for a while. He's got to try and buckle up here. But Manav Sutar comes back into the attack. Let's take a look at the previous wicket that fell.
Deceived by the length there. It was fuller in length. He misjudged it completely and played a pull shot. And once the ball made impact on the thigh, he moved as he completed that full pivot.
Look at the timeline. The runs are hard to come by. Wickets have fallen. Boundaries have dried up. Take another look at that leg before.
Yeah, once the ball hit the leg, there was a distinct movement towards square leg.
Runs here off the outer edge, but it was a controlled shot. They got 2, they want 3. I dare say that's going to be fraught with danger. Just 2 is what they'll have to settle for. But look at what happened in that over. There were a couple of top edges that fell in no man's land. This was the first one where it just fell short of Abhishek Sharma. The other one lobbed up over the bowler's head. And Tahir survived. But then came that wicket.
It has to be said that the middle order is frittering away the foundation given by the openers. It's up to the lower order now to indulge in a rare action.
Love the choice of words, WV. In the 30th over, yes, half the side back in the hut. And they'll have to rebuild here, will Pakistani. Manav Sutar, 10 wickets for him in this tournament. 11 wickets is what the other left arm spinner Nishant Sindhu has moved up to. And for India, as I've been saying time and time again, in this tournament, left is right. 30 gone, 1 for 5.
What a turnaround. Looking at the scorecard, just half an hour back, it was absolute domination. And the wickets have fallen that have gone towards the changing of fortunes towards the Indians. This was The slip caused the trouble. Couldn't recover. And there was a catch that was referred upstairs. It was eventually decided the catch was clean. Nicely eased into the deep for a single. Sana, a position that Pakistan would not have anticipated after that fabulous start.
Absolutely. Some unaware shots. Yes, the shot was on, but you should have known where the fielder is. Not a very good shot again when you are just new to the crease. But a bit unlucky for Sahibzada Farhan and Umair bin Yusuf both, I think. Quick run there. If it was direct, he would have been in trouble.
Is the attitude of the Indian A team also never say die attitude, despite the fact being on the back foot with the attack that was there. Have another look at this. Good pick up, quick release. Direct hit would have been very interesting.
And this is where Pakistan needs to be intelligent. Yes, there have been some misfortunate wickets there, but what they need to do is reassess the conditions, have a different target. The captain said 290, maybe anything above 250, 260 on a spinning track can be a fighting total.
But these two have really got to batten down, build up that partnership. Showed some irresponsibility. One of the batters coming in first ball, he was trying to hit it over the top, uncalled for. And this is quite a pleasurable feeling of deja vu for the Indian A team. Did a similar kind of thing in the semi-final against Bangladesh. After being pegged back 94-1 and then getting them all out for 150. That's something that the Pakistan A team will have to be wary about.
That's where they are good. Once you give them a way through into your batting lineup, they will go all in. So credit where it is due.
Tickle round the corner. That's going to go fine, and that's going to reach the boundary now. Give some welcome runs to the Pakistan A team at the end of 31. It's 196 for 5.
Batting so far for Pakistan A. Tayyib Tahir still not out on 22. Mubassir.
Just played down the ground. Right, Parvez Maroof is standing by with a guest downstairs.
Thank you, Coms. We've got Sitanshu Kotak, the head coach of India. You must be really happy after the start what Pakistan got in the way your team has fought back.
Yes, I think it's a good recovery. They had a good start, obviously. The wicket was playing well, and the batters, credit to them, they batted well, both the openers.
You caught by surprise how the Pakistani openers attacked the fast bowlers?
More than anything, I think all the 3 games we played here, ball wasn't coming that nicely on the bat in first inning. So little bit wicket looked same, but it played better and genuinely attacked well and they batted well.
You must be very thrilled with the spinners, how they bowled right throughout the tournament, not only today.
No, they bowled really well throughout the tournament. I think after that start, and once we got a couple of wickets, we bowled few loose balls, which spinners have not done this tournament so far. But then again, now we are back on track. So
and what do you think is a decent score to chase down in this pitch?
The way wicket has played so far, I think anything up to 275, 300 is easily chaseable. Anything over that would be somebody will have to play really well.
And actually, it's the best time to bat with the new ball. So that's something that you keep in mind as well, isn't it?
Definitely, yes. So far, every game, the second half been the better new ball also coming on the bat. Under the lights, it looks so far that ball's coming better on the bat. So that's what obviously the reason we wanted to field first for first 10 overs and then betting first 10 overs and under the lights.
Thank you. Wish you all the best.
Thanks. Cheers.
Over to you. Back to the com box.
Just dropping it down. No chance for a run there. Ends the 32nd over. 198 for 5.
Sir, after this over drinks? After 2 overs?
That's the way it's gone till about the 17th over. No problems. Easy, smooth sailing, and then the trouble started coming with those little squares showing the fall of the wickets and really coming back strongly into this game, the India A team. After that wonderful start by the Pakistani openers, looked to be taking the game away from the Indian A team. Just kept on going, and that is the magnificent trophy that they're playing for.
And Tayyab Tahir, he has looked really comfortable against the spin. And so was Umair bin Yusuf. When they were batting, Pakistan were cruising. But some wickets in the middle. And they will have to readjust, rebuild.
Lots of overs to go. They can tell themselves that we can even afford to bide our time because of that initial momentum that was created by the openers.
100%. And both these batters know that they have, as a pair, they have the best chance now, because after that the tail starts. We do have some all-rounders, and we have seen Mehran bat a bit. We have seen Mohammad Wasim with the cameo. But if we want to see 50s and centuries, this pair, they have the credibility, they have the skill to do it.
Even without the blistering start, a current run rate of 6.09 in the 33rd over, you'd say we are pretty comfortable. Maybe lost a couple of wickets more. That almost crept through. The ball just held its line, got the inside part of the bat.
Mubassir Khan going to play that cover drive, expansive, takes the inside edge.
Another good over with the ball. It's 33 done. 199 for 5. The Men's Emerging Asia Cup, the inaugural winners, India, in 2013, taking on the last winners, the 2019 winners, Pakistan, in this iconic Premadasa Stadium here in Colombo. Big tussle between the two giants of Asia. A lot of activity going on. We saw some powerful hitting early on, domination by the batters, and then the spinners coming into the fray, doing a good job with good support from the outfielders. So it's been quite an intriguing game so far, and more to come, I'm sure. Just throws the bat at it and gets to the boundary. He made it look very simple, didn't he?
That's the 200 up for Pakistan. Tayyab Tahir, one of the most valuable players against Pakistan. Inside out, plays it with so much ease. Excellent weight transfer, extension of the arms, still head.
And he feels for that one now. Need to get a better bat. The keeper Jurel making an effort to catch that ball. He just passed the bat. Close call.
from the reaction of the bowler and the keeper, it did feel like there was a faint edge. So it will be a drop catch.
Well, after the score, coming back, the man and another chance here, underarming that quickly. They're on their feet, so very agile. Got safely through the batter.
You still have to think whether these kinds of runs are really required at this point, because this is the last batting pair for Pakistan. After that, you'd still have some batting in the tank. But if they get out now, then a lot of trouble for Pakistan. The run rate is not an issue, the wickets are.
Absolutely. And you just feel you can, as I mentioned, patience is a virtue. And here, under pressure, showing your temper is so crucial. Well, he's enjoying with a little lip through the tooth. And they'll be trying, Pakistan will be trying to find the gaps in the field. The ball through the gaps.
Because of those 250s in the middle, 37 balls and 45, Pakistan can take their time. And that's why a couple of dot balls here and there don't matter right now. After 34, 204 for 5. And that will be the drinks.
Pakistan getting off to a rollicking start after being invited to bat. Sam Ayub and Shahzada Farhan really getting amongst the runs very, very quickly. Absolute domination early, and Yusuf chipping in. But then the problem started for India. There's the huddle, the decision to put Pakistan in didn't quite work out. They're off in a flash, very expensive first over. And from both ends, the left-right combination really took a fancy to the Indian bowling, and they really went about the manner in a very, very attacking way. And there's a big appeal, maybe a bit of bat, not quite there. Shots down the ground, slog sweeps by the left-hander, by the right-hander. It was all there. 360 degree of attack. The inside-out shots were a delight to watch from both the batters.
And Saim Ayub with straight drives, a very good celebration on his 50. Then Shahzada Farhan followed with his 50. Both the batters looked really good. Saim Ayub down the ground to Manav Sutar, and on the very next ball gets out, caught behind. Then we saw some more sweep shots from Pakistan batters. Big hitting from Shahzada Farhan. until this run out. Unfortunate, he slipped. There was no run there, and Tayyib Tahir kept punishing the bad deliveries. Then it was Umair bin Yusuf, a dismissal, close call there. And then Qasim Akram, a shot on the very first delivery, not knowing where the fielder was. Some outside top edges. And then it was the captain Muhammad Haris falling down to the arm ball.
They've had their little rehydration. It is very hot and muggy here in Colombo. One little thing that worries me sometimes, Sana, is after any kind of break, the batters have got to regroup, rethink, refocus. That's when the bowling unit has that opportunity to strike.
Absolutely, and this partnership just 17 of 33, but it is going to be a very vital partnership, because this is the pair that can definitely take Pakistan to a target that is a fighting one.
And we heard the Indian A team coach saying that he'll be reasonably happy if they can restrict them to 270, 275. Anything over that would make it difficult, would be scoreboard pressure on them. So these two should assess the situation and say that we're aiming for that. We can afford to wait for the loose balls. We can show some temperament here.
Absolutely, it's still a long way to go. With 5.9 current run rate, they can go to 296. And of course, if you have wickets in hand, you can always accelerate. So for Pakistan, the priority has to keep these wickets in hand now.
And also frustrate the bowlers. Sixth wicket partnership may have come slowly, but it is in the process of building. And it's going to put pressure on the bowlers and to the batters' advantage. So I say he almost made it into a full toss, but at the end it was just check shot. 35 done, 205 for 5. Tayyib Tahir uses his speed, big swing of the bat. It's way up. It's going many a mile. That'll ease some nerves. Just the point I was making. Can wait for that loose ball to come along.
And he picks the bowler and the ball really well. First ball of the over for the maximum. In the last over, he picked the first ball to go over covers, this time down the ground.
Absolutely marvelous shot, particularly the state of the innings when they're just slowing down a little bit, just the momentum that's needed to get a move on. 19 for 7 sixes, and he checks his shot. That is good cricket. Big no from his partner.
And the intent has been brilliant from Pakistan. Yes, there have been a couple of rash shots in between,
just the point I was
but every batter that has come in seemed to feel like that they mean business. Big shot once again, and he picks the bowler and the ball really well. First ball of the over for the maximum.
Very
last
quickly.
over, he picks
Just
the
gauge
first
the pace to a nicety. Just helped it on its way.
and he's shown his range of shots. He's really strong down the ground in that mid-wicket region, and this time uses the reverse sweep.
Absolutely
Back of the
marvelous
bat.
shot, particularly the state of the innings when they're
Third
just slowing
fielder
down
was
a
quite
little bit.
wide.
Just the
He
momentum
displays
that's
it fine.
needed to get a
Important
move
4
on.
runs.
Seemed to have so much time in getting into positions, and he checks his shot. That is good cricket. Big no from his partner. Spur of the
And the intent
moment,
has been
sort of
brilliant from
decisions
Pakistan.
taken.
Yes, there
Fine.
have been
Ease
rash
some
shots
nerves.
in between,
Just the point I was
but
making.
every
Whip
batter
away.
that has come
That is good.
in seemed to
You can wait
Feel
for
like
that.
the
The big
big
ground to come
business.
on. Uses the
Shot
angles
once
well.
again. He picks the bowler and the ball
Always
really
free.
well. And this is where he's different to maybe Sahibzada Farhan. He can hit the ball long, but the way Tayyib Tahir uses soft hands to rotate the strike against spinners, that makes him a better player of spin.
Prompted a few changes in the field. No enticement. He almost fell for it. It's the inside part of the bat. Very fortunate.
Now that's average batting. When you've already got 11 off the over, you've got a set batter. Why would you play a shot like that? Giving a chance to the opposition to come back. This partnership is looking to look good now. 30 or 43.
Has better compactly behind and just ambles the single to finish over number 36. It's 218 for 5.
Sabi?
Quite a few from the Pakistani have played international cricket, as we see another big hit from Tahir. Dragged it short, Abhishek Sharma, and he was quick to latch onto it. Tahir dispatches it over the boundary. They had the job of steadying this innings, and they've done a good job so far. And the best thing about this partnership is that they've not missed out on capitalizing of loose deliveries. The phone box with me is Farweez Maroof.
Hello, WV. Definitely. I think that's where the Pakistani batters, not only these pair, especially Tayyib Tahir, everybody, whenever an opportunity has been offered, they have taken with both the hands and accepted it. At the moment, they are rebuilding it. There was a mini collapse in the middle, and now it's all about batting out the 50 overs. If Pakistan bats out the 50 overs, 300 is definitely on the cards.
Ayub has played 8 international matches. Harris has played 14. Quite a lot of experience in terms of the list A matches and having played international cricket in the Pakistani A side. On the other hand, the India A side has got young cricketers who are not about 22 years of age. And they've done well here in this tournament. They come into this final unbeaten, and they're hanging in there now, as is a challenging enough final this for the young side. But they need to persevere. It's a matter of another now.
And that's a 17th list A half century for Tayyib Tahir. What a fantastic knock under pressure. He came in when the chips were down, rebuild the innings, and he has played really well. Shot again, over the top, mid-wicket fielder. Oh, Hungarekar. For a moment I thought he's going to hang on to it, but in the end, valiant attempt, just not good enough to hold on to it, or else to save the boundary. 37 gone, 232 for 5.
The current run rate is 6.27 for the Pakistani A side, and this partnership is worth 45, just 50 deliveries. Suddenly, Pakistan have made sure that Indians are not going to have it easy And this become a very crucial one for them. They lost their way in between. They lost 3 wickets, scoring only 4 runs. But Mubasir and Tahir are doing a good job of rebuilding the innings here at a brisk pace. And the India A side needs to produce something here quickly.
Tayyip Tahir has been really good. 8 boundaries. And 4 times first ball of the over has been dispatched for a boundary. That means he's putting the bowler under pressure straight away, as well as twice of the last delivery.
Change in bowling. Dodia has come back for his second spell. He's starting his 6th over. Tahir has played a very good knock here. Width on offer, but not capitalizing is Mubasir.
The timed innings for the Pakistani middle-order batter, who has been experienced campaigner for a while, and partnership building for the Shaheen with 45 is exactly what the Pakistani need. Just with those singles and not boundary will come, and eventually even a 300 mark in a final is a massive score.
Is at the current run rate, they'll get to 311. Will Pakistan A? It's a healthy run rate, this 6.21, and they sustained it. They got off to a good start. Doesn't find the gap on this occasion. We saw the Pakistani A openers indulge in some brutal hitting at the start of the inning.
They caught all of us by surprise the way the 2 openers started their proceedings. Even I had a chat with the Indian A coach. He did mention that they caught serves, but in the end, that's what good teams does. When the chips are down, you come into the game.
Oh, this is exquisitely struck.
The Indians are the favourites. They caught napping.
And it will be for
the Indians as
no
well.
point
The way they
chasing it.
fought back in the middle overs. Just like the semi-final the other day against Bangladesh, Harshit Rana going for 20 in their first over.
Going for a big hit. He's got hold of that. That's a huge hit. That 6 brings up the 50 partnership. And it takes Pakistan A to 240 for 5. A fantastic opening partnership of 121 between Farhan and Saim set the tone for the Pakistani A innings. After that, there's been steady contributions from everybody. There was a little bit of a slide, but in the last 3 overs, they got 35 runs. And suddenly, the gears have changed, and this will get the batter a couple of runs. Gradually, the Indian fielders are beginning to look a little bit ragged here.
These 2 batters have made havoc in this field. Lots of mistakes as well. Luckily, the last delivery, Abhishek Sharma. This was a good shot. Midfielder was vacant. Swale comes round and misfield through the leg. We just mentioned about Indian fielders being run ragged. This is another example of it.
Dodia was the fielder. He had to run to his left. He had it covered, and that's what will disappoint him. He got behind the ball but allowed the ball to go through. They've been really good, the Indians, in this tournament, but he makes the distance, he covers the distance and then lets it go. And this is the time they got to really focus hard and try and give their best. Save some runs and try and put the pressure on the batters.
Have, made havoc in this field. Lots of mistakes as well. Luckily, the last delivery, Abhishek Sharma. This was a good shot.
Tahir has taken charge of this innings here. And he's done a good job of it. He's batting on 62, just 48.
Momentum shift in this game has been quite evident. The first wicket, Pakistan had the momentum. In the middle overs, Indians came back with 5 wickets, and now Pakistan are taking it back to their own side. This is what a final does. This is what the greatest rival does to you. Pressure. This is the success we are talking about. Take a look at this. Except the arms, middle of the bat would have cleared any grounds. Massive. Back to their own side. This is what
Bit of turn and bounce.
This is what the greatest rival
for
does to
Sindhu.
you. Pressure.
Mubasir is just looking to rotate the strike and allow Tahir to be on strike. That's a good ploy that from him. Bit of turn and bounce for Sindhu. He was shaping for a big hit. Made a last minute change. End of the over. 247 for 5, Pakistan A. Mubasir is just looking to rotate the strike and allow Tahir to be on strike. That's a good ploy that from him. None of the India A players have yet to make their debut for the Indian senior side. Shaping for the young cricketers, and they're on the way up. They're trying hard to get there sometime in the future. And most of them have been doing really well in the domestic circuit, and some of them have done really well in the IPL as well, which is a fantastic platform for them to rub shoulders with the best and against the best as well.
I'd like to correct myself here. In the previous stint, I said that the senior selection committee led by Ajit Agarkar and his selection committee
And against the best as well.
has selected this batch of players. I'm just corrected. I said that the senior selection committee by Shashank Kishore on Twitter, saying that this has been picked by the selection committee as the junior cricket committee headed by Tilak Naidu, the chairperson. Just a correction there. That's good to see the youngsters being given a chance. Average age between these players all are between 19 and 22, and they will learn among these experiences.
Once again a misfield. They look for the second. I'll get it easily. Of course, both Ajit Agarkar and Tilak Naidu would have had a chat about this. And they're in constant communication, both of them.
Right way forward, giving plenty of chances. As you said, these players have performed really well in their domestic Ranji Trophy, and then all of a sudden they get the opportunity.
That's hit away. Oh, the infield. That's a boundary. And that brings them the 250 for the Pakistan A side. They're really turning heat on here, Pakistan A, and Tahir especially in fine nick.
It's a poor delivery by Yuvraj Singh Dodia. There's no field square through the offside by saving the boundary, and bowls a half volley on the offside. Straight away after that stroke, deep square leg comes in, and Suyapakawa drops back. It's been good batting, and also they're targeting the first 40 overs.
This time on the leg side, he's got hold of it well enough, and that's a big 6. He's kept the umpire busy as Tahir, and he is really demoralizing the Indian spinners here with some big hitting.
A calculated risk. He understands only 4 fielders are permitted outside the circle, and this is the last over in the second power play, and maximizing it. And Dodia is bowling it full right in his arc for a batsman who has settled really well. He's not going to miss out. The first boundary through the offside, second a massive 6 over mid wicket.
Looking to run it fine, pick up a single. Doesn't find any kind of response from his partner. The inside out was really good, and it was hit powerfully. And the next run, the 6, was it even more harder, even more longer.
He's of Dodia is at the moment just firing it in. Partnership has 73 of 67 deliveries. Brilliant so far by these Pakistani batters.
Up and over. That'll go to a boundary. Now he's toying with the bowlers here. One through the offside in front of the wicket. One over long on. And one behind square now.
I don't understand this feel by India. Hospital bowling to a right-hander. 5 fielders in the offside. And all what Tayyip Tahir has to do is to find the gap and be a bit vigilant. And that's exactly what it is. Not all about power shots. It's all about using the guile as well. I just don't understand the captaincy at the moment, having only 4 fielders in the leg side.
He picks up a single, retains the strike. 265 for 5. Pakistani after 40.
Chalo boys. MJ.
Contributions coming from the top of the order really well for Pakistan A. 2 half centuries at the top. Tahir batting on 80. And it gives you an indication of how dominating Tahir has been. If you cast your mind back to the score at the end of 35 overs, Pakistan A were 205 for 5. And in the last 5 overs,
आँखों की बैनाई कमजोर हो तो ये आयत पढ़े.
Correction, 60 runs. This partnership is worth 78 of 69, and then it's moved on to 79 or 70.
Yeah, you see back of the bat. No more innovation by Tayyip Tahir. It's not all about massive sixes and bounds. It's all about getting those singles, rotating the strike. And these 2 players have been brilliant. It's outside edge, a genuine outside edge with a brilliant deal by Manav Sutar. And 2 away runs. At the moment, the problem is for the captain of India, and he cannot be attacking. Ideally, you like to have a slip fielder. But when you're 5 wickets down, the batsman has been so good. Unfortunately, there is no slip field in place and resulting in 2 runs.
Gradually, Pakistan A is looking to take this game away from India A.
Definitely India A will have their work cut out chasing this score. Under lights, under pressure, in a big game, a crunch game. The greatest rivalry, all this pressure. And that man on screen, Yashtul, will play an important role for India A.
Played away fine. That'll run away to the boundary. This is good batting. Mubasir joining the party now.
Perfect example of using the pace which the bowler offers the batter. Playing it really late, almost off the glove of the wicket keeper. And the third man fielder was quite squarer. When you're bowling quicker, you need to be finer. But unfortunately for India A, the place placement has been a bit under the par, I say.
He'll pick up another run here, playing over the infield. It's interesting how both the sides somehow have got the number 280 in their heads. The Pakistani captain said 280 he was looking at the toss. And then we heard Kotak say, the coach of the Indian A side, say that beyond anything past 280 will be difficult to chase. And Pakistan A are 273 for 5. And at the end of 41 overs, they're 274 for 5.
Yeah, best partnership going on. This is Tayyip Tahir, 82 of 57 deliveries. He's been quite powerful. Anything full. He's been not making the back seat, making those cute little strokes as well. Whenever the off spinner has pitched it up, he has taken the aerial route and been quite successful. Brilliant so far. very interesting stats as well. Best partnership against India in the entire tournament. India is playing the 5th game of this tournament. Has been Simon Farhan, the first wicket in this game, 121. And the second is an ongoing partnership, which is 87 75 deliveries. That shows how well Pakistan A on the day have performed under pressure.
Sindhu to start his 9th over. And he'll be up against Tahir. Pakistan A have got 9 more overs to bat. And even if they get 30 odd runs, 40 odd runs, they would have set a very good target for India A.
You mentioned about Mohammad Haris at the toss said 280. Very similarly against semi-final against Sri Lanka at Pisara, where I did the toss, he said the same 280 and they ended up scoring 322. Anything above 300 is a match-winning score, and India has to bat out of their skin to win this championship.
Nudged away on the onside. He'll pick up a single. Mubasir is providing excellent support to Tahir. He's not trying to be a hero here. He's realized he's got to play the supporting role, and he's doing exactly that.
A slight message, probably from the captain, or maybe a written message in the bottle. Never know. Using tactics, new tactics. India needs some luck somehow at the moment.
The only option he's got left is to bring back his medium paces now, because he's tried a lot of spin. In the last few overs, nothing really has happened. They've not made any impression on the batters. So and change the tempo of the game.
Spot on. I'm a bit tempted to be one of the quicks. Bowl those cutters into the pitch. Change the pace of the game and get the batsmen to think differently. At the moment, they know it's only going to be spinners.
90 runs partnership of just 79 deliveries, rather 80. It's been a good partnership, obviously, and it's come at a very crucial time, just when Pakistan were almost looking like losing their way. End of the over, 277 for 5.
Big man, big game. It's all over. Pakistan win.
On the board, this is turning out to be a fantastic batting effort for Pakistan A, and it seems as if for the 3rd time in this tournament they'll be.
आँखों की बैनाई कमजोर हो तो ये
scoreboard. They've done that
पढ़ें।
twice before this. Look at those two partnerships. The opening wicket stand of 121, and then this partnership really tightening the screws here.
They've really got to move on in this partnership, but the game has ebbed and flowed quite a bit. And are there going to be any twists and turns? Wouldn't be surprised. The change of face that our previous commentators were talking about being affected here, and that's I assume not quite the last throw of the dice, but at least an option that the skipper was forced into.
Yes, he's been forced to get the quicks back. Hangar Gekar, 2 overs, none for 14. Should have had a wicket of Saim Ayub early on, but had him out caught off a no ball. And that no ball turned out to be very expensive, because we saw that opening wicket partnership to go on and put 121 on the board.
The coach was talking about a 275 plus score that's going to put them in trouble. That looks very much gettable now. They're going to cross that.
Ahead along its way. That will be 4. He picked his spot there. The Tahir saw the fine leg up inside. 30-yard circle, knew exactly what he was doing.
He's so very quick into position. Once you're playing the scoop, gotta be right there. Look at him, just there, quite a big stride away. You can lose your balance. Seem to have his eyes on the ball and get just that perfect bit of bat on it. Just take it away to the boundary. Looking very ominous. 330 plus on the cards here.
It's the current run rate over 6.5 runs per over. And at this rate, they get to 333 in a final. Big runs, especially on a surface like this. Short. Wanted to just wrap that ball over short third. Didn't get the timing right.
It's a typical pace bowler's retort. When you're hit for a boundary, you come back. But I think the batter was expecting that. And it almost played into his hand when he tried to ramp that away. Look at this. He's waiting and he tries to get it away. Not quite getting hold of that. But there was that improvisation on the cards. Got the bottom part of the bat.
Didn't get room. Didn't have enough room to play that kind of shot. Tayyab Tahir. Tahir got 51 of 67 balls in that match against Nepal for Pakistan earlier in this tournament. Looking for a single, they'll get it easily. It's clever batting by Mubasir, who's content on playing second fiddle in this partnership.
Absolutely. Very sensible cricket. It just taps the ball away, soft hands, looks up at his partner. Didn't have to say yes, just looked up, the understanding is there, and they crossed over quite comfortably. Shows how pretty they're sitting in the middle with all the hard work done when the wickets were falling and then grinding their way into this game and now taking the ascendancy with some big hits.
Delight amongst a smattering of fans of the Pakistani side. When you look at the field setting, there are 4 boundary riders on the leg side. No one cutting off a single on the leg side. That's the short ball, so you know he's going to be bowling short.
Spare a thought for the bowlers in this kind of situation. There's hardly anything in the track. The batters are in a marauding mood. You've been hit away for a boundary first up. You need to come back strongly in the over.
And that's the reason why I was saying that with the predominant leg side field on the boundary, Tahir is trying to either play the ramp or play the uppercut to play the short ball on the offside. This is easy pickings.